Giving me an up-close and personal view. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Joanne Powell Show. I am Joanne. We are coming to you from the World Center of Broadcast Media, WCOBM.TV, Hollywood. I am Joanne, and we are so happy to have you here joining us on our show. And if you are tuning in, watching us or tuning in on the Go Harrison Show, we'd like to welcome you as well. There is so much going on in Washington, our nation's capital. I am sure if you've been following the news, the big topic now is that President Trump has picked someone for the U.S. Supreme Court. He is Judge Neil Gorsuch, who is an appeals court judge based in Denver. He is a solid conservative, and he will fill the vacancy left by Justice Scalia. Judge Gorsuch is a Harvard Law School graduate. He is favored by Republicans. He has a lot of support on both sides of the aisle, but Democrats are expected to basically put on a fight, especially since what happened during President Obama's administration when he actually had his pick for the court. The Republicans put up a block and basically said we need to wait till the next president after the election and let the next president make an appointment to the high court. And because of that precedent that was set, the Democrats basically are saying that even though some of them might favor this candidate for the highest court in the land, that they're going to make sure that he goes through the process. And we'll have to watch and see how the politics are going on that particular issue, because I think it's going to be interesting, and taking a look at some of the issues around their pick will be interesting to watch. And the big, issue as we are in week 2 of Trump's first 100 days in office is over the last week. He basically was signing an executive order that is a big crackdown on immigration. And that had basically caused things to go a little bit in chaos. Well, actually, it was very chaotic over the weekend. People coming from, there's 7 countries that are basically being earmarked for a ban. Those are predominantly Muslim-based countries. And if you're from that country and you're trying to get in the United States over the weekend, many were detained. There were hundreds of people from these countries that were detained. Even people with green cards and visas were held while this was going on. There was a lot of things happening. And let's take a look and listen as thousands of people headed to the airport protesting what was going on. Protests like this one at the Los Angeles International Airport were held in cities across the country. Thousands protested, outraged because hundreds of travelers from 7 predominantly Muslim nations were detained or blocked from entering the United States. This includes people with visas and green cards.
We are people, we are not the government. We are not doing nothing. If the government does something wrong with this government, we are not responsible, American and Iranian. What they can do? Why I have to be punished for somebody else's problem?
Muhammad, an Iraqi-born journalist and U.S. citizen, came to LAX to pick up his father, only to find out he had been detained.
My dad was visiting from Iraq to come see us, see his grandchildren. He's a 69-year-old retired civil engineer. He was placed in a room with 30 other passengers, and he was there for about 12 hours. He didn't have his passport. They took his passport, and then they put him in a plane, and he's back in Baghdad now.
The 7-country ban includes Iraq, Iran, Syria, Somalia, Libya, Sudan, and Yemen, because these countries are considered hotbeds of terrorism.
I don't see how someone like my dad is a threat. Picking specific countries that, haven't had any incidents. No Iraqi citizens carried any terrorist attack, not to my knowledge.
Syrian refugees who had already gone through an 18 to 24-month vetting process were detained, taken off flights, or not allowed to board planes headed to the U.S. Trump signed the executive order last week in the name of national security.
It's not a Muslim ban, but we were totally prepared. It's working out very nicely. You see it at the airports, you see it all over. It's working out very nicely, and we're going to have a very, very strict ban, and we're going to have extreme vetting, which we should have had in this country for many years.
Trump making good on a campaign promise.
Total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
Saddened by the results of the election and all the people that didn't vote or the people that voted third party. They caused this and we need to fight till he's impeached.
In New York, a U.S. judge blocked Trump's immigration ban, placing an emergency halt order. The ACLU petitioned the judge.
The message is simple. I mean, this is completely un-American. This is an unlawful order, and it is making our communities much more at risk and not safer.
As a result, those being detained were released. Attorneys showed up at airports across the country to help those in need.
We don't want any ban, and we don't want any wall. We don't want a fascist USA.
This is not like Germany, Hitler, Nazi times. This is not anymore. This is 2017.
White House Secretary Sean Spicer had this to say about the ban.
The president's not going to wait. He's going to make sure he does everything in his power when he can to protect the homeland and its people. I think what I want to be clear about is that since becoming president, he's continued to take steps through executive order and otherwise to make sure that this country is as safe as it can be and that we're ahead of every threat.
On Capitol Hill, lawmakers on both sides of the aisle spoke out.
The fact is that President Trump is protecting America by strengthening our vetting procedures.
Not one terrorist attack has been perpetrated on U.S. soil by a refugee from one of these countries. Not one.
Several states have filed suit against Trump's immigration order, stating the ban is unconstitutional. Even President Obama spoke out on the issue. His spokesman issued this statement. The president fundamentally disagrees with the notion of discriminating against individuals because of their faith or religion. Almost as interesting as the countries that are on the list are the countries not on the list. One of the countries not on the ban list is Saudi Arabia. Ironically, Saudi Arabia is basically where the terrorists came from into our country, well, involved with the 9/11 attack. And that country is not on the list. And some critics are saying some of the countries that are missing on the list are countries where Trump's businesses have interest and ties. So that's something that people are going, that's an interesting twist of in events that's going on regarding all of this. When we come back, we have a panel of immigration attorneys that are going to be joining me. So you don't want to miss that and their spin on all of what's going on, and also advice on what people can do who may be in need of help. You're watching the Joanne Powell Show. We will be right back.
If you are an adult that began college and has not finished your college degree, let me put it to you straight. If your lifestyle and your standard of living is not becoming to you, then you should be coming to us, Oakwood University Elite Program. We are the fast, flexible adult degree completion program for the busy adult, like you.
Register today. Go to oakwoodleap.com or call 256-726-7098. It's time to leap.
For years, people have trusted McKay's Family Mortuary. We're part of your community and we'll take care of the details. We offer a variety of memorial services, including sea scattering and cremation. According to the Federal Trade Commission, the average funeral cost is over $9,000. We have complete funeral chapel service starting at only $31.25, casket included. Direct cremation starting at only $9.95. Visit one of our 5 locations and meet our caring and diverse staff. McKay Family Mortuary. Let us be the shoulder to lean on.
Thanks to Oakwood University and the LEAP program, I have now a college degree. So to the Spanish-speaking members of this community who feel that the LEAP program is something you should consider, I would say, ánimo a la universidad. Considere el programa LEAP de Oakwood University.
Go to oakwoodleap.com or call 256-726-7098.
Seize the Day Scuba for your best scuba experience above and below the sea. You'll find friendly staff, experienced PADI certified instructors, and state-of-the-art scuba equipment and gear. Join our dive club and we'll help you plan memorable scuba excursions. Immerse yourself. Seize the Day Scuba, serving Southern California. Call 949-220-0500 to create your scuba experience.
When I first started into the program, yes, I had doubts. I was really impressed with Oakwood University, with the faculty and the staff and the student body. It was a really good experience, and I would definitely recommend it to anyone who was thinking about going back and finishing their degree.
Register today. Go to oakwoodleap.com or call 256-726-7098.